This is the third and final video looking at how we learn and what teaching tips we can draw from this. Idea 6 is that deep knowledge can be transferred. Willingham identifies 3 broad types of knowledge: rote, shallow and deep. Rote knowledge is actually quite rare, and this is when no understanding of the material has taken place. The person has just memorized words or phrases to recite. Much more common is shallow knowledge. This is when the person has a basic understanding, but it's limited. People come to understand new ideas by basing it on what they already know. So if the knowledge is shallow, the process stops there. Their understanding is tied to the specific example or explanation given. A student with deep knowledge, meanwhile, will be able to go further by comparing or drawing parallels and differences with other examples. It's much easier to obtain deep knowledge if you have the background information to compare it to essentially join the dots. But that doesn't always mean that shallow knowledge is always bad. In all cases, it's better than none at all, and in some cases, it's all that's required. Having a shallow knowledge of other contexts might help you join those dots. It still might help knowledge transfer to other contexts. So strive for deep knowledge of key concepts and skills, but be aware of the times it's not necessary. Idea 7 is that practice really does make perfect. The old idea of parrot fashion learning might seem to only support rote knowledge, but Willingham's research shows us that repeated practice helps working memory processes become automatic and long-lasting. If a student can write fluently, they can focus on the content. If they know their times tables, they can focus on long multiplication strategies. Practice increases the likelihood that learning becomes transferable to other contexts too. If it's at the forefront of your mind, you will more easily see the links and join those dots. The last idea is that intelligence is not fixed, it can be changed. Students who seem slower, unless they have a specific diagnosed barrier, have the same potential as so-called bright students. Willingham has analysed the different attainment variables, including background information, motivation, resilience, and self-image. Teachers have the power to improve those variables. As previously discussed, whilst some students are at a big disadvantage with the amount of background information they have, they can build this slowly but surely through experiences, improved vocabulary and reading. But also, students can achieve more if they believe they can improve and that the hard work will be worth it. I will do a video on Carol Dweck's growth mindsets ideas to support with this. So what does this mean for the classroom? Firstly, give students deep knowledge by asking deepening questions or giving them deepening tasks. An example of this is by using the language of Bloom's taxonomy, which I'll do a separate video on highlighting its uses and limitations. By focusing on exposing students to these higher order thought processes where they need to create their own examples or evaluate the effectiveness of a task or idea, you can direct their thinking and facilitate them to achieve deeper knowledge. Also, remember that less can be more. Focus on balancing deep knowledge of key concepts and foundational skills rather than gaining wide but shallow knowledge of everything. Provide students with plenty of opportunities to practice previously taught skills. Furthermore, praise effort, not ability. Foster a safe classroom environment for students where failure is treated as a part of learning. Lastly, be students' champion. Remind them that hard work pays off. Tell them you have confidence in them. For whatever reason, you might be the one person in their life that tells them this. Thank you for watching this video series. I hope it has been useful.